For our next exercise, we will model this figure. So first, we're gonna add our square. Let's still use lines. So this will be 80. And also this one. Again, we're gonna use our offset function to create our square. We have a distance of 80. Then we offset to the top and offset to the left. Now in this figure, this line will be bisected if we draw a line from the center going to the midpoint of this line. So we just actually need to draw a line. We need to snap to the midpoint. If it doesn't snap, click this drop down button for the object snap options. We want to check midpoint. So we can draw any line, any length of a line. Let's just make it clear by extending this to the other edge. Next, we want to draw a line that measures half of 10 units going to the right. This is called a seed line. This overlaps our initial line, this top line. So we have 5. Press enter. So after we have drawn this line, what we need now is to establish the slope of this line, this inclined line. Notice here that we have an offset distance of 4. This is a perpendicular distance separating two parallel lines. So if this is 4, then this vertical distance must also be 4. So since this line, if we extend this, it will intersect this point, then the height of this triangle will be equal to 4. So let's add a line. We press this one, we snap it to the center, then input 4. Now if we add a line connecting these 2 points, this line will have the same slope as this line. Now we want to offset this twice to obtain this line and this other one. Now since these lines are evidently longer than this one, we can actually extend this line indefinitely. We need to uncheck this one. Make sure that as you rotate the figure, it would snap to the original slope. So you can confirm it if you can see a green broken line overlapping the extension line. So we extend it here. Again, that's an arbitrary distance, just so that we can model this part, and we can also extend this to the other side. We have this one. Now we want to use offset. You can just press O then enter. We need an offset distance of 4, so input 4, enter. Then we select the object. We want to offset on this side, so it would be this line, then offset another time. We have this one. So what we're gonna do now is we want to trim this side. We actually don't need this side anymore. You can actually start from here, but I just wanted to model the rectangle, so we could just use the midpoint. But you can divide 80 by 2. This is 40 by 80. You can start from here. Now we also want to trim this side. Now next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna offset by a distance of 4, considering this horizontal line. So we offset this. This line already defines this one. So once you have this part, all you have to do is trim and then use the mirror or rotate functions to obtain this figure, this reference figure. So first, we're gonna trim the lines we don't need, such as this one and this one. We don't need them, and we also don't need these 2 lines as well as these lines. Now I forgot earlier, when we did the offset function, we should have offset also this vertical line right there. And so now we trim this part and also these 2 lines. Now notice that for this side, this line doesn't actually extend up to here. So we also want to remove this other line. Now from here, it's all just a matter of using the mirror and rotate functions to obtain the desired figure. So first, we're gonna use the mirror function just so that we can model this upper side. So we select the whole thing, press enter, and we want a vertical axis of symmetry about the center. So we choose this point and we have a vertical axis of symmetry. Click to confirm, then we keep the source objects. Now next, we want to mirror again. We select the whole thing, press enter, and we can choose a 45-degree angle like so. Click to confirm, and we keep the source objects. Now from here, we can mirror again. We select the whole thing, press enter, and we can choose a 45-degree angle. You can connect it here or right here. Any point won't matter, and we keep the source objects. So there you have it. Let's add the dimensions. We first establish this line. This measures 10 units. Then for this side, this measures the perpendicular distance between the two parallel lines. So we have to use dim align. So it will align to the perpendicular line. So click on this, then we establish this point and we make sure that we have a perpendicular line. So you can see the symbol of a perpendicular line. If it doesn't snap, again, you may click on this and make sure perpendicular is checked. So we have 4, we can extend it here. And for the bottom part, we need to also establish this dimension. So we're still gonna use dim align. Then click on this point, make sure we have a perpendicular line, and this will also be 4. So this already matches our reference figure.